Now this will be provoked discontent to make glorious summer by the canary of you, that's what does.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Abbeystead Dunnypackers Pithead Brass Band.
Australia, our scorched and barren land, where coaches live in the heat and refugees are banned. Misogynists and homophobes wear vests and drink weak beer. Then murder party backpackers for acting way too queer. We're soulless, drunken wombats shagging arseholes, mate, no fear.
The Pendlebury franchise, Propriety Limited, has pleasure in bringing to you, no expenses paid, episode Laura and Holly's Down Under adventure, recorded at the Dame Nellie Melba Memorial Radiophonic Studio at Woy Woy, Australia. Woy Woy is best known as the home of Ned Kelly's daughter, Spike Milligan, who once famously described Woy Woy as the largest above-ground cemetery in the world. Obviously, Mr. Milligan had never been to the House of Lords. Laura and Holly's Down Under Adventure is in the spirit of a British crime television series that have jumped the shark by setting an episode in Australia. Indeed, the perfect place for a series to end up a shark bait. Who can forget such classics as The Sweeney Down Under, Rosemary Time with Eucalyptus, Reg Hollister's King's Cross, and DL Pascoe and Bruce.
Call me Ishmael. I'll be your narrator for the evening. It was a day like any other day at Chateau Pendlebury. Laura had risen early and was about to demolish the sumptuous afternoon tea prepared by her bespoke chef, Heston Soylent Cream. Her assistant and faithful companion Polly was about to...
Oi, you bugger off! This is my strike-breaking gig, you toe rag. Now, where were we? Oh yes, 'twas on the good ship Pequod. My God, you should have seen us. With a figurehead of a whore in bed and the mast of a phallic genus. With whales to the bow of us, whales to the aft of us. Rode we the 600.
Rat, they'll teach him to cross the picket line before me. Laura stood on the burning deck, surveying the hideous scene being played out before her. Captain Ahab, the pig with the missing leg, had been tied to the mast, his ears filled with wax so as not to be seduced by the sweet songs of the siren whales that gyred and gibbled in the waves. Laura was intrigued by the dead albatross that lay jauntily draped around the captain's neck, and wondered if Colonel's mustard, bloodied candlestick might not be...
Bessie Productions would like to apologise for this unfortunate and bloody demarcation dispute involving National Front strike bearers and the raft of gratuitous literary references. Now, back to what will loosely pass for the plot with comrade narrator 4.
Given that the sun had now tripped and fallen over the yardarm, Laura was reclining naked on her chaise lounge, with a firkin of gin and tonic in one hand and a parliamentary member in the other.
Polly, be a pet and answer the door.
A bloody talking parrot. Okay, there better not be more bloody Jehovah's Witnesses. The freezer's already packed to the gunwales with bags of godforsaken cat food. Bugger me dead, it's Ruddles Emu.
No, I'm not. It's a mistake people often make. I'm Bruce the Homing Emu, and I have an urgent email message for a Miss Laura Pendlebury.
Thank you, Bruce. Would you like to come inside? We're just about to sit down to a spot of post-afternoon tea. Mrs. Hudson has just disovened a batch of her legendary phlegm turnovers.
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Sheila, mate, but I've got an important email with a large zip file concealed in it to deliver to Ronnie Biggs in Norwich Prison, and I'm running a bit late. I really have to fly.
Oops, one delusional uppity emu bites the dust. Here's the email, Laura.
This is interesting, Polly. Dear Mrs. Pendlebury, my name is Wendy Deng. You may have heard of me. I am the daughter of Princess Anastasia Mao Zedong and was recently divorced from international media mongrel Rupert Murdoch. In the divorce settlement, I was awarded $300 billion for pain and suffering. Oddly enough. Sole ownership of previously joint-owned properties Queensland, South Australia, Tasmania, New York, California and Guernsey. And the custody of our adopted special needs children, David Cameron and Tony Abbott. The problem is that Murdoch intends to file for bankruptcy to avoid paying me the $3 billion. I know for a fact that over the years he has been squirreling, as they say in the Antipodean, finagling money away in the outback of Australia for many decades. Your mission, Ms. Pendlebury, should you decide to accept it, is to travel to Australia with as many assistants as you deem necessary to locate the money and deposit it in my secret Vatican bank account. As always, should you or any of your team be caught or killed, my secretary will disembowel any knowledge of your actions. However, should you be successful, the world is your cockle. Please contact me at your earliest convenience. news.
Gosh, Laura, that sounds right up our alley. When do we go?
Steady on, Polly, old spinster, my lad. There could be more to this than meets the armpit. I've heard that billionaire Australian Clive Harry Palmer reckons that Wendy Deng is an alien who was sent to Earth to marry its richest and most powerful man, steal all his money, and bring the world economy to its knees. I don't like giving credence to such rumours, but that one's a corker. And anyway, would a morbidly obese Australian mining maggot tell porkies?
Due to an unexpected shortfall in the amount of plot for this episode, there now follows an interlude featuring the House of Lords overweight nonagenarian chorus girls ensemble. Oh my god! Ladies and gentlemen, owing to the stage having collapsed, we now present instead for your delectation the luscious Anne Widdicombe, ex-parliamentary member for Maidstone and Weald, currently performing under her nom de boardwalk, Burlington Gertrude, and her amazing foes of fat. For God's sakes, think of the children! Get back to the plot and the inhumanity of it all!
Come on, Laura. While we're lolling about chewing the fat, the world economy may well be teetering on the edge of oblivion. Let's pack our smalls and catch the next Qantas dirigible down under.
Smalls? Your smalls can house a whole fleet of dirigibles and still have enough left over to make 100 pairs of frilly, crotchless incontinence knickers for John Prescott. Anyhow, enough of this riveting banter. We've got to get to Australia as soon as possible, and I'm not sure that a Qantas A380 dirigible is the safest and fastest means to the end of Earth's destination. It's a bit of a worry when an airline has a flying kangaroo as its symbol. Bloody typical idiot antipodeans. Serves them right for putting a gay leprechaun in charge of their national airline. What next? Flying bloody wombats, dingoes and koala bears? We're going to have to find an alternative.
Actually, Laura, koalas aren't bears, they're marsupials.
Holly Jenkins, you're such a pedant.
I'll have you know I'm not a pedant, you silly heifer. I've never molested a child in my life.
For Christ's sakes, Polly, it's bad enough putting up with Sedgwick's pathetic drivel without you disinterring Hughes' gangrerously and funny jokes.
Sorry about that, Laura, but anyhow, I think I might have the solution for your travel problems. Remember when we broke into the Messy Productions office at the Watergate Hotel back in 1759? We had a tip-off that Messy Productions then head writer Eugenio Beckett Capote was trying to pass himself off as a 12-year-old child prodigy and sending scripts to Woody Allen and Roman Polanski.
Francis Olier Peckham, 7th Earl of Longford QC, head of chamber pots of Titwidow and Bastard Sons, and formerly of the Pilling Inquisition, representing the late Eugene Beckett Capote. Before these unfounded allegations proceed any further down the track going forward, I will have it known that my former client never had contractual relations with either of the aforementioned gentlemen. Any accusations or insinuations implying otherwise will be subjected to legal action under the 1387 Act of Habeas Ranunculus. Thank you, ladies. I'll now take my leave, and all your family silver as payment for my advice. Just be thankful that I no longer call for the death penalty in my case.
Observant listeners might have noticed that tonight's broadcast has been written by Australian legend Terry Sedgwick, which is probably why it don't make any bloody sense. Many of you, however, won't have heard of Australia, so here to tell us more about this mysterious blemish on the arse cheeks of the world is Professor Pepperpot Stromboli, a resident master of hostile geography at the University of Central Scab.
This new identical fuzzy creature is a pony from the planet Pony Maya. For years it has been mercilessly hunted by sweaty orangutans in swing vests with morsel from their hats. These murdering bastards are known as antipodeans. They live on a gigantic skimmer with maybe 10,000 called Australia. A roving anthropologist in Edinburgh and about to take a closer look.
Here we see the traditional Australian watering hole known as Lassiter's, where a group of dominant males are gathered to bring and discuss such important matters as Bowie knives and refugees. If I hide behind this plastic mush from the young doctor's set, we can perhaps overhear their excited
Charlene, you wombat shagger. Show Bruce how you can open a bottle of Forex with your tits.
Come on, Toeflax, you limp dingo's cock. I've been cracking open prawns with her at Mrs. Mangle's Barbie all morning. They're sorer than Jermaine Greer's arsehole after an evening with the All Blacks.
Go on, Charlene, you said you would.
Ah, Ripper.
That's a big pair of top bollocks, and no mistake, me old copper.
Fair dinkum, toe flat. Not yet. Open that dashboard lid with your belly.
Now worry, sugar, mate.
May this instant, you sweaty gorilla. I'm a member of the Lost Towers.
Ruth, what's that inside? It's some sort of pink, boneless mutant with no neck. Jesus H, it's Clive James.
Well, that's enough of that crap. And now it's back to the main feature.
Oh yes, I remember Watergate very well, which is probably more than can be said for the listener with regards to the plot after all these interruptions. The hotel is still sending me an account for the 10 dozen bottles of Chateau Pomfret and the container load of pork scratching you downloaded from the minibar, and I still haven't worked out what that other big bill of yours was for. Arnold Schwarzenegger Mounting Services, 6 hours at $400 per hour.
Well, I've still got that folder and Nick's Mark 101 plot devices that even Midsummer Murders wouldn't use. I thought there might be something in it for when we found ourselves in a desperate bind like we are now. I'll take a butcher's. Ah, just the tickets. And with those red shoes, which have conveniently materialised over there in the corner of the room. Now hop onto my shoulders, Laura.
Are you sure this is going to work? What's more, do you know what you're doing?
Trust me, I'm your faithful assistant, and I'm here to help you. Strap yourself in and hold on tight. I'm going to click my heels and spin around 3 times. I still call Australia home.
Arnold Schwarzenegger returned the video showing what transpired during the 6 hours he spent with Holly Jenkins at the Watergate Hotel. How long is it going to be before Polly wipes that smile off her buttocks? Was Arnold referring to Polly when he said, "It's simple, if it jiggles, it's fat"? Did Laura remember to pack her SPF 100 wombat repellent? Did she put on clean knickers before she set out for Australia? How will Laura react when she finds she was adopted and that she is in fact the love child of Ralph Harris and Jimmy Edwards? Will Laura ever find true happiness, or will she be doomed to spend the rest of her life trapped in a loveless marriage with Mel Gibson Desert in a pub with no beer? Does anyone really give a toss? Tune in again next time when Messy Productions might bring you part 2 of Laura and Polly's Down Under adventure, when questions not yet and never to be asked and answers already given will be revealed. Laura and Polly's Down Under adventure is brought to you screaming and kicking by our joint sponsors, Prince Albert's Closet, Britain's leading supplier of sex aids to the gentry, and the wholly Australian-owned fast food company, Tex-Mex, Kentucky Fried Marsupial, McBurger King.
Stuck up shit creek in a barbed canoe without a paddle? Don't sink, think. Log on to PrinceAlbertsCloset.com. The layers of the finest new spanking paddles, latex cummerbunds, gags, erotic suppositories, slings and arrows, and outrageous costumes to the aristocracy. Don't take my word for it. Here are some testimonials from our satisfied customers.
Thank you, Prince Albert's Closet. If it weren't for your prostate milking stick, the bondage collar with nipple clamps, and the tasseled PVC mask hood, my evening at the children's nanny's hen's party wouldn't have ended up anywhere near as much fun as it turned out to be.
Lord Lucan of No Fixed Bird.
Imagine my delight when my husband Dennis bought me a Prince Albert's Closet suppository of all wisdom colonic irrigation gift pack for my 100th birthday. It was almost as exciting as the congratulatory telegram I sent to myself to mark the occasion.
Baroness Thatcher, deceased.
I have to say that I've always found the service from Prince Albert's Closet to be disciplined and discreet, and I can assure you I'm not being paid to flog these products. The only flogging I get paid for is when I give my master, Baron Lawson of Blaby, a tickle up down in the dungeon with the Prince Albert's Closet's hyena of 9 tails.
Downton Abbey, downstairs maid, Polly Balustry. No relation. And there you have it. Not a dry eye in the keyhole. Howdy doody, cobbers. Mosey on down to your nearest Tex-Mex, Kentucky Fried Marsupial, McBurger King outlet and wrap your laughing gear around a Maxi Deluxe Roo Burger, which consists of a 2 all kangaroo patty, a sunny side up free range platypus egg, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, all on a Sesame Street bun. Available for a short time only or until the results are back from the Ponds Institute Salmonella testing facility. And don't forget to pick up a McCrappy meal toy, which this week is a much loved SpongeBob Square Pepper Pot. And remember, kiddies, there's more nutritional value in one of our McCrappy meal toys than in a gross of grilled banana McWraps. And remember, parents, our McCrappy meal toys are less of a choking hazard than our Emu McNuggets. Enjoy. Have a nice day, you all.
Until next week's episode, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his counterpane upon you and give you a right good seeing too.
If you have been affected by any of the issues raised in tonight's programme and would like to find out more, details can now be obtained by sending a large self-addressed envelope to God's Truth Help Me, I Was Born in Australia, Getting Out, care of the third cubicle from the door, London Street Public Toilets, Fleetwood, Lancashire. Please make sure to enclose a cheque for £15 and a photograph of yourself wearing nothing but socks and suspenders.